Hey guys, welcome back to Between Mile Markers. Well, today's a new day. That means we're hitting the road again and we're headed south to Key West for 4 nights.
That's right. And after months and months of waiting, we're going to another national park. Now, did you know that Florida has 3 national parks? And if you've been watching our videos, you're going to know what our final one is going to be here in Florida.
And we're also going to show you exactly why we love Key West. And we're going to, of course, break down for you what it actually costs to stay in Key West for those 4 nights. So let's hit the road. Before we could get started with our 3-hour ride, we needed to first fill up both Lennon and Yoko with gas. But from there, it was one road in and nothing but blue water and spectacular views. We stayed at Elmar RV Resort, which is a small boutique RV resort with only 11 sites. 6 of these are waterfront, and as luck would have it, they had a cancellation, and we were able to upgrade to one of those sites instead. The host was extremely friendly and helpful. They even offer a service to come and take your dog out for a walk while you're out exploring Key West. The entire site is on a concrete pad, and all the hookups were brand new. They have a dock that you can launch your canoe or kayaks from, which goes out through the mangroves and out to the bay. We were really impressed with this little park. I mean, how could you argue with this view? Now, as inviting as it was, we wanted to get into town and do the tourist thing. What kind of tourist would we be if we didn't visit the southernmost point in the US? Or the Key West Lighthouse, which has some spectacular views once you get up to the top. Then of course there's the Ernest Hemingway House. And then there's the Little White House that Harry Truman used while he was president. And of course we had to visit our namesake location, Mile Marker Zero, where you can literally be between mile markers. We ended our day at Rustica Wood-Fired Pizza, where we relaxed with a couple of drinks and some awesome pizzas, and decided on no nightlife for us tonight.
We need to be fresh for tomorrow. I'm so glad we're not going out tonight because we need to be on our game. We are going to drive to Tortugas, baby. Woo! Can't wait.
So after dinner, we went back to camp, took in the sunset, and called it a day.
All right, we're getting ready to go.
We are.
Do we have everything we need?
Yep. We have change of clothes, towels, sandals, sunscreen, sunglasses, Dramamine, just in case. I think we're ready.
All right,
So excited. Bucket list item.
so excited. All right, let's go.
We were able to park in the cash-only parking garage across the street. If you forget to bring cash, there is an ATM in the tour waiting area. We got our tickets, and while waiting to board, we were told we needed to sign a waiver if we wanted to snorkel. So on the way out, we grabbed our waivers and we boarded our ferry, the Yankee Freedom. The ride out to Dry Tortugas was almost 3 hours one way, and it wasn't long before we were in the iconic blue waters that this area of the Gulf of Mexico is known for. Along the way, we were treated to seeing sea turtles and, oh my God, the flying fish. We've never seen those before. They flew so long. They were simply amazing. And finally, on the horizon was our destination, Dry Tortugas. As we pulled up to the dock, we were reminded that there was more than one way to get here. You could bring your own boat, take the ferry, or take a seaplane from Key West. At first glance, this place was everything you'd expect it to be. First things first, we had to get our picture taken with the Fort Jefferson sign.
So here we are at Dry Tortugas. We finally made it.
We did.
It's about a 2-hour boat ride. Almost 3. Okay, so I do have one question. We are really out in the middle of nowhere here, and this is Fort Jefferson, it's a historical site and everything, but I want to know why they have a moat.
So the wall behind me is called the counterscarp. They put it 70 feet away. And then they dug the material out between the two and they put it on the roof for bomb proofing. Once they did that, they had a ditch all the way around the fort. So they said, well, we'll just fill it with seawater, use it as another line of defense, and that's how we ended up with a moat.
The courtyard of the fort was in ruins with the exception of the cannonball furnace. As we walked through the fort, we were told the history of Fort Jefferson and how it was occupied by the Union soldiers during the Civil War. What I found most interesting is that the only action this fort ever saw was a stern verbal warning to a Confederate ship when it came to try to claim it for the South. The funny thing is, they didn't even have any cannons at that point. On the upper deck of the fort, you get a spectacular view. And you get a real sense of just how remote Dry Tortugas really is. We made it back to the dock just in time to see some planes taking off before grabbing our snorkeling gear.
Okay, now we're done with the tour. We're gonna go do ourselves some snorkeling, and for you fellow follically challenged people like I am, the most important thing to do is sunscreen up.
We haven't snorkeled in years, so we were pretty excited. And it was pretty fun. However, the snorkeling just wasn't great. It wasn't until we got back to the dock that we saw a shark and a couple of giant groupers. And before you knew it, our time in Dry Tortugas was over, and we were headed back to Key West. On the ride back, we just relaxed, had a few drinks, and watched for some more amazing flying fish. It was such a great day to be on the water. At the same time, we were pretty exhausted and just looking forward to relaxing when we got back.
Hey there.
Hey.
What are you doing?
Enjoying the view and the breeze.
Why wouldn't you? So do you want to go into Key West and explore?
Yeah, I think that's a great idea.
There's lots of things in there that we need to see, especially on Duval Street. So what do you guys think? You want to come with us? All right, let's go. So
My name is Sean. I'm a volunteer. If you have any questions, feel free to ask.
No, and these are rescues?
All of these birds needed a home, and this sanctuary is providing it. There's a lot of reasons, and their information on the cages will get you
Perfect.
more familiar with their backgrounds and stories.
You like Sean, huh? You like Sean?
This one's
Lucy?
named. I'm a boy
Lucy.
named Lucy.
You're 35 years old. Hello, Lucy.
Hello. Hello.
Hello.
So how long have you guys been running the
First
sanctuary?
bird was jumped over a fence in 1993.
1993, so almost 30 years now.
Nancy is an artist.
Okay.
And was presenting a site-specific art installation to the world. What you would have experienced here would have been a 1-acre forested area.
Okay.
Undeveloped. Focusing on the environment, horticulture, and how to save
Sure.
the planet. And that's how the sanctuary got started in 1993.
Okay.
Hello.
And unfortunately, all that remains.
Hello, Hamlin.
Visiting and spending some time with the birds.
Yes,
Absolutely.
Thank you for all your knowledge and for volunteering here.
Right.
Oh, that's my pleasure. I can't think of anything better to do
Oh.
with my day.
I would definitely be here
As long
too.
as Nancy lets me talk to you, I'll keep talking to you. People don't complain too much about it.
And this is a place that I think everybody needs to see. So.
Yes,
Thank
and
you.
support, definitely. Sean,
right.
I
You're gonna
appreciate
trade
you.
that RV in for an amphibious one, and next time you can go take a trip out to the reef while you're
There you go.
Maybe.
All right. Enjoy your day.
Thank you
Thank
so
you very much.
Thank you for
Thank you
rescuing
for
them.
having us.
Thanks for coming.
Absolutely.
Key West is one of those places where a lot of different stories come together. You've got the military history, the treasure hunters, the artists who bring the island to life. Every corner of Key West has something to say. But one part of that story that's just as important is the LGBTQ plus community. For a long time, this island has been a safe place for people to be themselves, and that's played a huge role in shaping the open, welcoming vibe Key West is known for. Now, we get it. This video may not be for everyone, and that's totally okay. But we think it's worth shining a light on the good that this community does and how much it gives back. Because at the end of the day, all of these cultures, military, historic, artistic, LGBTQ+, they all help make Key West what it is, a place where people from all walks of life can feel at home.
If you're looking for something wildly different, Tutu and Company is your spot. It's a tiny bar packed wall to wall with glitter, rainbow decor, and absolutely good vibes. The drinks, strong, colorful, and of course, you can't forget, full of glitter. Our bartender, who happens to be one of our friends, invited us to a charity event later in the evening. What really makes Tutu special is the atmosphere, welcoming, playful, and full of personality. It's not just a bar, it's an experience. You walk in curious and you leave smiling. Tutus is a great example of one of Key West's fun and fabulous spots.
We could spend all day at Tutus, but we had other places we needed to go. Mary Ellen's is a place just off Duval Street. During the day, it's your local bar with tons of personality. We sat down to have a drink and soak in the atmosphere, but the real fun is on Thursday nights for their legendary charity races. Here's how it all works. For each race, people bid on their favorite racer. Some bids can reach $200 or higher. After they all have highest bidders,
of the world famous vibrator racing charity.
See, they're going. Turn them on.
Racers to your posts.
And then go down there.
So here we go. Race number 1 of the world famous vibrator
They
racing
don't go
charity.
like here.
I'm not going to hold it back any longer. On
when the race is over, the pot for the winning racer is split between the charity and the highest bidder. However, most high bidders donate their half of the winnings to the charity. This event is so fun and outrageous. We'll drop a link in the description below on where you can go to get those tickets. As much fun as Mary Ellen's is, we needed to get to our charity event that we were invited to. Aquaplex is famous for their talented and fun drag shows. We were invited to the finals of Aqua Idol, which is like American Idol, but with a Key West twist. This charity event supports Sister Season, who assists hospitality and tourism employees that find themselves out of work through no fault of their own.
The contestants went all out with their costumes, dressing the part and especially working the crowd while the donation buckets circulated throughout the audience.
I wanted to take a moment before I sing a single note, before any of this is conveyed, to thank each and every one of you that is here tonight, has been here each week, and supports Sister Season and all of the fundraisers throughout the whole year here in Key West. You raise me up so I can stand on mountains.
After each performance, the judges gave each of the contestants feedback, but of course, there could only be one winner.
Double B. Ladies and gentlemen, your Aqua Idol winner for Sister Season 2025 is Coral Rankin. Right behind you, Carl. Last year in 4 weeks was our first time doing this, and we raised a little over $11,000. This time in 6 weeks, we raised $29,552. Thank you all so much. Thank you so much.
We had just enough time to make it to Mallory Square to catch an amazing sunset. Then it was back to Duval Street to soak in more Key West nightlife.
The Garden of Eden. We could go up there. We've been up there. We don't need to go back up there.
Not tonight.
Nah.
All right, so we spent 4 nights here in Key West. And if you guys are wondering what we spent for those 4 nights, here's your breakdown right here.
I mean, look at this beautiful setting, right? It does cost a little money, but we had a fantastic time. One of the most favorable highlights, in my opinion, was our trip to Dry Tortugas National Park. And we had a beautiful day on the water. Then we decided to do some touristy things in town.
That's right, we went into town. We decided that we were gonna take an evening and play and enjoy the nightlife that Key West has to offer and all of the different cultures and the different ambiances that you can explore here in Key West. I mean, I simply just love it here. If I could afford to live here, I would. So
We'd have to change our getting up time for sure.
we definitely would.
Because the nightlife is so outrageously fun, we wouldn't be able to stop ourselves.
I know. It's great fun, but unfortunately our time here in Key West has sadly come to an end.
But we're not quite done with Florida yet. We are going to head up the east coast of Florida, see some sights along the way. Stay tuned to where we head next.
And we'll see you guys out on the road between mile markers.